All right, Kevin. So we're going to make that small, little, minute assumption that needs to be made here because it all seems to be about locked up. Coen goes to Los Angeles, and the offensive coordinator role is wide open for a second consecutive year. So who are those candidates that might be on the radar, even maybe some of the more ridiculous ones?
One of the ones that's coming up, the biggest one is Scott Woodward, who's already on Kentucky's staff. He's the current wide receivers coach. He was kind of basically considered Cohen's right-hand man. Coen brought him in to work here. He came from the University of Pittsburgh. And like I said, he's working with receivers. If they decide to stay in-house, he is probably the guy who probably get the job. Another name that has gotten a lot of talk around here is Troy Walters, who is the wide receivers coach with the Bengals. He's 45. He's actually part of the Sean McVay coaching tree. He was a former wideout at Stanford years ago, and you think about the Bengals. Of course, the Bengals, who the Rams beat in the Super Bowl, much to my dismay as being a longtime Bengals fan. You think about Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and those guys. You think about the job that he's done. He's done there. He would be a great hire. And it seems like if you look at what Stoops is doing now, he's kind of looking towards the NFL for some of his picks. He got Cohen from the Rams. The new offensive line coach, Eric Yenser, came from the 49ers. So, but since you threw that out there, one of the fun names that's being tossed around, like in message boards and everything, is Dan Mullen. Obviously the former Florida coach, who could be looking for a job. One of those deals where you come in as an offensive coordinator for a year or something, and do amazing things, and then you're back, right back, in the coaching ranks. And you think about, the Nick Saban coaching tree. How many former coaches have come into his staff, and then they're like Mike Stoops, who Mark's brother, who of course was at Alabama in the 2020 season, and then now is Kentucky's linebackers coach here. So anyway, that's just one just for some fun talk. I from everything we've heard, he's looking for a younger. Stoops is looking for a younger guy, somebody they can make a splash with, kind of like Cohen. So we'll see. I think that the job has to be posted first, because like I said, it's not official yet with Cohen, but it has to be posted for like a week to 10 days or something, and then they'll start looking at candidates. And of course, spring practice is right around the corner. So obviously they want to get somebody in as quickly as possible.
Things change quickly in the coaching ranks. Who would have thought, and certainly not Dan Mullen, I don't think a year ago, that when he was coaching in the SEC championship game, that maybe his best career option would be coaching the Kentucky offense.
Yeah.
And he's a mastermind when it comes to drawing up plays and schemes and all of that. Just keep him away from the Halloween costume shop and keep him away from charging out to midfield to stir up all sorts of ruckus, and just keep him away from the news conference podium for the most part. Let him just talk offense and scheme up the offense, and that would be a tremendous find. But I'm sure all those candidates would be excellent additions for Kentucky.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, the Mullen one was just one that it got floated. I don't remember who it was now, but it got floated either on Twitter or in somebody's a post that someone did, and it's kind of taken its own light. It's kind of taken a life of its own. But like I said, I would be surprised if something like that happened. But you never, as you said, coaching is a strange, can be a strange thing. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But like I said, if they stay in house, I think it'll be Woodward. But I also think Walters would be a very good, a very excellent candidate too. I've heard a lot of buzz with him as well. So we'll see what happens.